What is going on, Sports American Sports Network? That's right. This is your host, Joel Davis. If it's your first time tuning into the Sports Network, please go ahead on, give us a like, and please like and share. Please like and share our content. So, with that further ado, not going to hold y'all long. We're going to jump straight into this. So, if y'all haven't heard, the Seattle uh, Se- um, Seattle Seahawks have finally traded Russell Wilson. Now, if you haven't heard before last season, the start of it, there was talks that Russell Wilson was not happy with the front office over there in Seattle. Okay, he did not like the fact that we're not including him into trying to get offensive pieces, things to build around him. Then he got hurt this last season. He was out for a while. Then I think he came back and played a few games. The writing was on the wall. Like we already knew what was happening. Sooner or later, I knew that Russell was going to make a move, especially now since it's still out there and rumored that Tom Brady may not be back anytime soon. So, what do you do with this information, knowing that Tom is not back anytime soon? Well, you do like anybody else would do. You try to look at your options and say, what can I do to make sure that I cement myself and get a piece of that legacy, get a piece of that, you know, becoming a very instrumental piece in the NFL or whatever sport that you're playing in. Well, you do that by trying to find your team that you can actually be comfortable with and wants to build around you. And that's exactly what Russell has done. Let's jump into this and see how we got here. Russell Wilson was dealt to the Denver Broncos in one of the biggest trades in NFL history. And there aren't any definitive winners and losers because Seattle acquired mainly draft capital and young assets in the return of the 9-time Pro Bowl quarterback. Now, the Wilson trade accumulates the busiest 24-hour stretch thus far in NFL season. Now, I'm more surprised that Aaron Rodgers is still a Packer and not a Bronco. But if Russell Wilson is a Bronco, then here we are. Now Wilson trade waived his no trade clause to be in Denver, which will make him the first player to start for a team that he previously beat in the Super Bowl. Funny enough, Wilson was drafted to play baseball by the Colorado Rockies, and now he'll be playing in that state anyways. Which I didn't even knew that. That was something new for me. Now, here are the immediate winners. Gotta be the Broncos, okay? I mean, and here's why the Broncos. First and foremost, uh, you gotta look at Nathaniel Hackett, all right? The Broncos head coach and former Green Bay Packers offensive coordinator is in Denver to run a high-powered West Coast offense. Wilson has never been an on-time rhythm thrower. Whether he'll be successful in more regimented system is up for debate. But Hackett's presence in Denver was assumed to be in the hopes of luring Rodgers to follow him from Green Bay. But when the MVP decided to stay put, Wilson becomes a consolation prize. That is the least to an exact fit. For an offensive minded head coach, the offensive tools at his disposals are appreciably better today than they were when he took the job. And not to mention now, guys, offense, this is a quarterback league now. It's not all defense like it used to be. It has became a quarterback league. Here's the loser. It's Pete Carroll. I mean, you might as well say the man got to hang it up, right? He's 70 years old. I mean, he ain't gonna have the time and energy for no rebuild. Okay, I mean, and not to mention too, uh, Carroll told anybody that would listen that the Seahawks wasn't looking to move Wilson, only for Seattle to promptly move Wilson. Now, Carroll wants to win by running the ball and playing good defense. That's how Seattle won the Super Bowl back in 2014. It's tough to do that when Wilson is begging to throw the ball and the highest paid player on the team. There's either an ideology shift back to what Carroll wants to sign, he that he is no longer wanted, and the youth movement will continue both on the field and on the sideline. But here's the thing about that. I understand that Russell Wilson is older. Okay, I get it. But you gotta look at it this way, guys. You can't just win the game by running the football. Okay, you just can't. I mean, you got to do more than that. You got to let your quarterback throw and play. Now here comes the part where I feel like Wilson. I don't know why I keep saying Westbrook. Wilson has kind of screwed himself. Okay, because now he went from being in the NFC where he could have been arguably the best quarterback since Tom Brady had walked away in the NFC to now he's in the AFC where he's got to compete with a lot of young guns that can quarterback. Here's what he's got to deal with. Okay, and it's a hard division. Here's the teams he's going to be dealing with. Kansas City Chiefs, right? You got Patrick Mahomes, Trick Hill, McCole Hardman, Travis Kelce, Clyde Edwards, Heller. Not to mention you got San Diego Chargers, quarterback Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, wide receiver Mike Williams, tight end Jared Cook, and Austin Eckler. Then you got the Las Vegas Raiders. Derek Carr starting to show a lot of improvement. Wide receiver Hunter Renfrow, Zay Jones, tight end Darren Waller, and running back Josh Jacobs. Now, for Denver, they have running back Javonte Williams. They got wide receiver Jerry Judy, wide receiver Cortland Sutton, and tight end Albert Ogwenbaum. Um, Also, there's more losers with Russell being involved. Dynasty fantasy owners. Okay, yeah, he might win more, but can we expect him to have more production in his new offense? I mean, he just left DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. He'll be working with a better offensive line and running back, but certainly a less talented receiver group. Then the remaining quarterbacks on the market. You got Deshaun Watson. We don't know what his situation is going to be. That's why he's not being sought after as hard as he was the first part of that situation. You got Jimmy Garoppolo, who lost two potential destinations on the same day. The quarterback carousel continues, but the demand is decreasing. When you add Jameis Winston and Mitch Trubisky to the mix, plus a quarterback in the upcoming draft class, the proverbial game of quarterback musical chairs tells us something is going to be left without a dance partner. Now, the winner is the Seattle salary cap because now they has a 2022 base salary of 19 million with a cap hit of 37 million dollars, followed by a 2023 base salary of 21 million dollars with a cap hit of 39 million. But Seattle absorbs 26 million of dead money cap, but frees up 11 million dollars by trading Wilson. So they got 11 million dollars to play with. And then here's more. Then you got the draft picks that were received um, in the trade. It don't mean nothing if you don't hit on them. They didn't have your limit. Okay. So. If you can't with your draft picks, if you don't have the right draft picks, I mean, you don't get the right people with the draft picks. That's a hit or a miss right there, because we know how draft picks can be. Sometimes you get that good, sometimes you get that bad. You know, and then not to mention too, it's something that you got to be careful when you're doing a rebuild. So, and you got to remember that Wilson also was the only one that delivered Seattle its only Super Bowl. So the fans are hurt. Now Bronco fans, they're excited. I mean, they finally got a quality quarterback that could last for a couple of seasons, because Russell Wilson say he wants to play till he get in his 40s. Not to mention in the last 10 seasons, Wilson is second of the most productive quarterback of all time. So he's already cemented in the Hall of Fame. And in the AFC West, they got a division that has a lot of firepower. They got, with QBRs from last year, they got Justin Herbert third, Patrick Mahomes fifth, Russell Wilson, and they got Derek Carr. I mean, it's like the AFC is the WrestleMania right now for quarterbacks. Now, the long term plan is, yeah, Wilson is 33. Okay, you may get about. He said he want to play to his 40s, but I'm gonna be optimistic. Let's say you can get about 6 solid good years out of him. You know, Now you got to figure out who you want to get to replace him, who you want to get to come up under him too, and then not to mention too, his style of play isn't the best in the world compared to how Brady's style of play have made him have so much longevity. But at the end of the day, you got Malik Wallace and Kenny Pickett. Okay, they can select them a quarterback in the draft, uh, and maybe one of these guys can wind up being great. I mean, Drew Lock, no disrespect to him, or Geno Smith, but it is what it is. And then you got the losers from the Washington Commanders. They turned down a trade off from the Commanders that included 3 first-round picks. Washington wasn't even being subtle. General Manager said he was canvassing the league for a starting quarterback, and on Wednesday reportedly landed quarterback Carson Wentz from the Indianapolis Colts. Even with that reported deal in place, the drop off after Rodgers and Wilson was always going to be steep, and that could spell trouble for Washington. So, again, like I said before, with this whole trade, and I'm not going to break down the rest of it, and I'm just going to wrap this up. I mean, they are clearly in the position to win. The Broncos are in a position they could possibly make it to the Super Bowl this year. They just got to continue to get the right pieces together. Uh, I'm quite sure that Russell Wilson will get that system down, and when everything will be fine. But y'all jump in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this blockbuster trade. Do you feel like this was a good move for Seattle? Do you think this was a good move for uh, Russell Wilson, or do you think this was they should have thought before doing anything? All right, that's all I got for you guys. Take care of yourself. Again, like, share, subscribe. Have a great and wonderful day.